Quba rugs and carpets are named for a town that is located within the Daghestan region of Caucasus not far from the Caspian Sea, therefore, making Kubas a subdivision of Caucasian carpets. Quba is at once a city and an area that was formerly a Khanate, the equivalent to a state region in the traditional Persian system, of Azerbaijan. Within the Quba genre itself, there exist many subdivisions including, Alpan-Kuba, Karagashli, Konaghend, Chi-Chi, Perepedil, Seychour and Zejwa. Design: Quba rugs are highly desired. Among the more popular types of Kubas are Chi-Chi and Konaghend patterns, which are coveted by collectors. Noted for their detailed and tightly woven design, Quba rugs are prized as the finest of all Caucasian rugs. Some medallion patterns are used, but Quba rugs and carpets have hundreds of designs and do not utilize medallions as often as other regions' rugs. History: during the 1920s, rugs of the Caucasus were greatly exported to the West in large quantity along with many older pieces that had been used in Russia. Materials and structure: rugs from the Quba region are made from wool, though cotton is also used on rare occasion. The wool is always composed of 2 strands, making it 2-ply. Warp will vary according to region, but ply consistently remains 2-ply. Quba rugs in general are woven using a single warp method, the warp threads lie along the same level, as opposed to depressed warp where the warp threads alternate between are sunken and raised. Often the depressed threads are lowered as much as 75%. The threads are symmetrically knotted and the sides of Quba rugs are finished with a blue or white selvage of wool or cotton. 8 The warp ends are tied together in several rows of knots. Shirvans and Daghestans: the Shirvan region, which is part of Azerbaijan, lies in southern Caucasus where the mountain chain descends into the Caspian Sea. Historically, the rugs made in Quba, Baku and Daghestan were also encompassed under the term Shirvan. Kubas can be differentiated from Shirvans and Daghestans by dense, ribbed structure and higher knot count. The Quba school that includes the Gonukken and Vichy districts covers up to 35 pattern compositions of the carpets. Quba is an historical region hosting plenitude of various tribes. Even now the region is populated by ethnic groups that speak different languages, among them Azerbaijanis, Lezgins, Tats, Budaks, Gyrus and others. The Quba carpets are remarkable for a wide variety of designs, which may differ even from village to village. The ornamental pattern is characterized by geometrical and vegetal motifs, most of them stylized. These include Gyrus, Jammi, Gonukken, Shaknazarli and other carpets. On the face of it, the ornamental pattern in the Quba carpet group may appear to be too mixed and varied. However, on closer examination it becomes evident that all ornaments in the composition strictly follow a common design. Carpet types: Quba. The composition of the center field consists mainly of several gels and kb, which come one after another along the main axis in the vertical direction. Around these, there are scattered a lot of larger and smaller elements of different forms. Such elements can be encountered not only in the Quba group carpets, but also in Shirvan, Baku and even Kazakh carpets with various compositions. The center field of such a compositions is viewed as a Kagirli. That is open or non-closed background. The Quba carpet border ornamental patterns include various stripes, among them a center edge, a smaller edge, medallions. The element that serves as the prime ornament and constitutes the rapport of the edge, is referred to by the weavers as tongal, that is bonfire. Such a name can be assumed to be related to the ancient fire worshippers' beliefs. The color of the Quba group carpet's background is most often dark navy blue or dark sky blue. Quba. The composition of the center field of this red background carpet consists of 3 large octagonal medallions, which are lined up in the vertical direction. The medallions are of the same color, form and size. The medallions are set off by a rather narrow edge, which at the same time goes from the center field towards the border of the carpet. The edge itself is also one of the stripes in the overall border edge. In the center of the medallions there are small octagons framed by ornamental patterns, medallion and Caucasian. The center field is surrounded by a common border, which consists of 8 stripes. Alpan. The Alpan carpets derive their name from the village of Alpan near the Suzuchi River. The composition of this carpet is widely spread in the villages of Seychour and Zejwa. Since the second half of the 19th century it was also picked up by carpet workshops of the Guzuri district. Among the experts this carpet is also known as Quba, Daghestan. The ornamental pattern is characterized by geometrical and vegetal motifs, most of them stylized. The medallions of the Quba group carpets have a more intricate form as compared to carpets of other regions. The composition is based on gels and herchang, crawfish, the elements that surround the medallions cornerwise. The Alpan carpet weavers refer to the medium-sized gels as charavus, pool, while the minute elements inside the gel are called ducks. The rest of the center field contains stylized geometrical and vegetal elements of various forms. The dominant colors are dark green and yellow hues. The carpet is notable for its high degree thickness and exquisite ornamental pattern. Yer Fee. The carpet is made in weaving centers of Quba. The carpet is named Yer Fee because the center field consists of minute elements that are called Yer, tiny flowers. The overall composition of the center field is formed by several short rapports along the horizontal and vertical axes. These rapports contain a number of minute elements that are meant to fill, connect and substitute. The main element of the composition is known as bashmag, being a stylized leaf. Each of the rest of the elements serve as a beginning or the center of the rapport. The carpet is framed by a border consisting of 1 center edge, 2 edges and a jag. Chi-Chi. This carpet belongs to the village of Gyrus, Quba district. While the rug weavers call it Chi-Chi, among the carpet experts it is known as Chi-Chi. The carpets manufactured in Number, Cheetahmen, where they were influenced by technological and artistic trends, are named Chi-Chi. The composition of the center field is mainly filled by the elements Chi-Chi. These recurring elements form horizontal and vertical rows. The border stripe consists of various width stripes, including jag, medallion, and Gyrus. Their ornamental pattern is characterized by geometrical and vegetal motifs, most of them stylized and distinguished by high thickness and exquisiteness. The pliability of the design and emotional expressiveness of the form and color are intended to convey the joyous perception of life. The artistic effect is further intensified through rhythm, symmetry and a clearly expressed composition, all of them following a common harmony. Chi-Chi. The Chi-Chi carpet belongs to the village of Gyrus. Among the arts and carpet experts it is also known as Chi-Chi. The carpets manufactured in Number, Cheetahmen, where they were influenced by technological and artistic trends, are named Chi-Chi. The composition of the center field is mainly filled by the elements Chi-Chi. These recurring elements form horizontal and vertical rows. The border stripe consists of various width stripes, including jag, medallion, zanjira. Go Chichi, the Chi-Chi carpet belongs to the village of Daghestan. Among the arts and carpet experts it is also known as Chi-Chi. The carpets manufactured in Nubur, Shamaka, Alchaman, Shirvan, where they were influenced by technological and artistic trends, are named Chi-Chi. The composition of the center field is mainly filled by the elements Chi-Chi. These recurring elements form horizontal and vertical rows. The border stripe consists of various width stripes, including jag, medallion, zanjira. Jammi was first woven in Gabala in the 14th–15th centuries. Later, beginning with the 18th century, it spread over to Quba and individual carpet workshops of the Quba district. As a result, moving further away from the village of Jammi, the carpet gradually lost its artistic values and underwent a number of distortions. In the middle of the center field there is a polygonal oblong medallion. This medallion used to be called concha, however in the second half of the 19th century it became widely known among the carpet weavers under the name tray. Typically to this composition, to the top and bottom of the medallion there are 4 large polygonal elements, which are called sham, candle, lantern. The composition of the center field of the Jammi carpet is formed by the stylized images of a whole range of objects and decorations. It resembles a picture of a wedding or a feast. Karagashli, the famous carpet Karagashli of the Quba group is made in the villages of Haji Karagashli, Karagashli and Susanli Karagashli of the Daghestan district. On the center field along the vertical axis there are small medallions. The oldest carpet weavers and experts believe that these medallions depict musical instruments. Between the medallions there are elements of various types, colloquially named gushbashi, bird's head. The typical color of the Karagashli center field background is dark navy blue or dark red. In rare cases one can Karagashli carpets with a dark sky blue or white background. The ornamental pattern is characterized by geometrical and vegetal motifs, most of them being stylized and notable for their high thickness and exquisiteness. Shaknazarli, the name comes from the name of the village of Shaknazarli. This type of the carpet includes 35 compositions. In spite of the fact that the Shaknazarli carpet production centers are the villages of Shaknazarli, Melkam, Gayle, Gonukken, it was also made in the villages of the Quba, Shamaka and Igsu districts. The composition of the center field is mainly formed by several gels placed along the vertical axis. Typically to this carpet, within the center field there are 2 gubs or 2 bashlag, one of them in the bottom part, at the beginning of the first gel, while the second one, in the upper part, at the end of the last gel. These gubs, heavily stylized, not only impart completeness and final shape to the gels, but also perfect the composition of the center field and improve the grouping of the gels. In Azerbaijan and in Central Asia, the folk rug makers and craftsmen call any carpet with lots of medallions gelu, irrespective of the composition. These gels, most of them of an octagonal shape and decorated by an edge or small squares, by virtue of their simplicity and vivid colors differ significantly from the gels of the Kazakh, Karabakh and South Azerbaijan carpets. The highly stylized gubs make the carpet look complete, improve the composition and help in grouping the gels. The high thickness, rich decoration of the ornamental pattern, delicate weaving constitute characteristic features of this carpet group. Great Barbado, historically, this carpet was first made in the 15th century in the town of Great in Afghanistan. Later, it spread in the southern regions of Azerbaijan, under different names. In particular, it known as Balag in Karabakh. Barbado, this carpet derives its name from the village of Barbado. The local carpet makers call this carpet Burma, Gyerman, sometimes Gayaki. Some of the oldest carpet weavers and arts experts refer to it as Migrati or Gru, which is a modification of the Arab word menru, scissors. To the left and right of the center field there is an element that is typical only to this carpet type and resembles scissors by its shape. The Perepedil carpets are more ancient than any other Azerbaijani carpet. The basic elements are gayaki or bu'anazu, horns, on the left and right sides of the carpet as a symbol of heroism and courage, an image of a turkey cock in the middle of the center field and along its edge line, leaves of fruit trees and octagonal gels. Typically, the color of the background of the center field is dark navy blue or dark red. Ziva, this carpet derives its name from the village of Ziva to the Sea of Quba. In foreign sources it is referred to as the Shriven carpet. It is also known under the name of Gaydam Ziva. The typical composition of the center field of the Ziva includes a sequence of a number of gels along the central axis. By their shape and origin these gels, which form the main element of the Ziva carpet and are reproducible entirely by dotted lines, can be attributed to the Middle Age period. These gels come of various types and are encountered in the decorative art not only in the Caucasus but also in the Baltic states, where they are most typical to the art of carpet weaving and embroidery. Around these gels, in an asymmetrical arrangement there are various filling elements called sakazbujagli, garmagli, alma. Typically, the center field background color is dark red, dark navy blue, beige. Alec Enly, the Alec Enly carpet is included into the Quba group of the Quba Shriven type. The name is derived from the village of Alec Enly in the Syazan district. This carpet is also made in the Ni Azerbaijan, namely in the Divachi district. In his Gulastan or Imabaka Kanov associates the name of the village of Alec Enly with the wall Alagon and assumes that its actual name is Algonli. He gives the following explanation: this wall was built by Isfanda Yer, the 6th century BC, and restored by Anushiryvan, the 4th century. The center field composition is mainly made of several large gels, placed one after the other along the central vertical axis. The gel's shape is curvilinear and toothed. In the center field of the carpet, along its horizontal axis there are 1, 2 or, in rare instances, 3 gels. The ornamental pattern consists of intricate motifs represented by broken lines. These motifs were created by the Middle Ages carpet craftsmen. Gonukken, the Gonukken carpets were made in the 18th–19th centuries. Their artistic and decorative features were gradually modified and as a result the carpets now look completely different from the Gyrus carpets, which are believed to be their prototype. The main composition of the Gonukken carpet is formed by a large medallion located in the middle of the center field. Inside the medallion, there are 8 small crosses arranged centrally. The medallions are decorated by the elements of the geometrical lines, which resemble images of some primitive farm tools. This carpet looks significantly different from its ancestor and is now ranked among the national Azerbaijani carpets. Due to the expansion of trade fairs in the 18th century and especially in the second half of the 20th century, the composition of this carpet began to be used in the flat-woven large-size carpets. Cheetahmen, in the center field composition the element zenjire, otherwise called daragi, is placed from the left and right sides towards the central axis and forms several new squares or quadrangles. These new square or quadrangular surfaces in most cases are covered by a mesh of small squares in black, red or white. The background of the middle field is normally dark navy blue or red. Yuga. The Yuga carpets derive their names from the village of Yuga not far away from Quba. The composition of the center field consists of short-length rapports and is covered by vegetal elements of only one shape. People call it takhang, grape leaf. It represents the main element of the carpet and is placed at the points of the intersections of the lines that mark the beginning and the center of the rapports, that is the lines, which form the grid of the squares. The more rapports are arranged lengthwise and crosswise, that is the larger the carpet size the lower the carpet's artistic value. The origin of the border stripes motifs goes back to vegetal ornamental patterns, adopted from the patterns used in various fields of the decorative and applied arts. The center edge called by the carpet weavers chishkli can be also found in Karabakh carpets Nelbki Gul. As to the colors, the background of this carpet is dark brown or dark cobalt. Yer Fee. This carpet derives its name from the village of Yer Fee. It also is produced in the villages of Nakherjazu, Gayle, Dark, Tailish, Hirt, Garbilag. Some experts believe that this is the Shirvan carpet. The oldest craftsmen also refer to it as Haimiga, a place for setting up a tent. The elements of the center field of the Yer Fee carpets are arranged along small vertical axes. The center field decor consists mainly of two principal elements of different shapes, each forming a separate horizontal line. The first row is formed by the elements of the saccular group, fringed, which more often are encountered in the Shirvan carpet group. The second row features the elements called chadir, a tent, which is considered to be the main gel, medallion, of the carpet. These elements are found in many Azerbaijani carpets and their origin dates back to the ancient times. They are woven in every third raw, while the main elements are woven in every second raw. The border ornamental patterns are largely composed of three stripes, including the center edge Kb and smaller edge Shakmagi typical to the Baku carpets and running along the sides of Kb. This smaller edge can be identified in the family, the painting by Lorenzo Lotto, an Italian painter of the 16th century, 1480 to 1556. The color of the border stripes varies depending on the color of the center field. An artistic analysis of the Yer Fee carpet makes it possible to conclude that the composition of its center field is adopted mainly from the flat weave rugs typical to the nomadic tribes. Gyrus. The composition of the center field of the Gyrus carpet consists mainly of several large gels arranged along the central vertical axis. The gels in such carpets are of a concha or tabak shape, with rhomboid elements to the left and to the right. Craftsmen call these elements guli yalig. In the center of the gels there is an element called para, crescent. It is believed to depict a wedding concha. Typical to the Gyrus carpets are the images of the pair of earrings in between the gels, lined up images of birds and individual elements of various forms and shapes. Butali. This carpet of the Quba group of the Quba Shirvan type belongs to the village of Darikachi of the Quba district. Similar carpets are made in the villages of Nubur, Shramaka, Alchaman, Shirvan, where they underwent local technological and artistic modifications. The composition of the center field is mainly filled by the Buta elements only. These recurrent elements form rows lengthwise and crosswise. The border stripe consists of various width stripes, including jag, medakil, zanjir. The ornamental pattern is stylized and stands out due to its high degree of thickness and exquisite decoration. The pliability of the design and emotional expressiveness of the form and color are intended to convey the joyous perception of life. The artistic effect is further intensified through rhythm, symmetry and a clearly expressed composition, all of them following a common harmony. Gollu, this carpet belongs to the village of Daghestan. The center field is filled by the girl elements only. These recurrent elements form rows lengthwise and crosswise. The border stripe consists of various width stripes, including jag, medallion, zanjir.